Okay, most people use a shirt for a memory bear, but I am using my Bubba's pants. They're itty bitty pants. He weighed 98 when we got there, and we was there a week. And pancreatic cancer is no joke on somebody's body. But these were a little bit big on him. But anyway, I needed a bear pattern, and I just wanted a smaller bear because I'm going to be using his pant leg because he has pockets in here. So this morning I've spent time downsizing and making a pattern for my Bubba's pants for a memory bear, okay? And then this is a heart, and I'm going to fold his hands in because he's too small to embroidery on. Oh, sorry. If I get emotional, I'm sorry. Tomorrow's my mother's birthday, and she's been gone since I was 13. And I'm almost 50 now. But anyway, I have made a little heat transfer, and I'm going to put it in the middle of the heart before I sew it, okay? And I'm just going to stick it right there. Well, I'm actually going to fold this in the middle and then fold this and stick it where it's even because I cannot get these even. So anyways, I'm going to heat transfer this on this using my little mini heat press thing there. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do what I got to do here, and then the rest of it will be sewing pretty much. But anyway, you know, everything sticks to flannel. So I am going to take one of these pant legs, okay, and I am going to make sure that both sides are flat, okay. When you get this part, it lines up, those lines right there line up, okay, but you don't need all of this. So what you're going to do is you're going to just cut out your foot part here. You can cut the dart out when you're done, okay? And I drew the darts in so that it's easier to just cut them as they are, okay? Now, don't cut your line right here. Just cut up, okay? And then cut over. And why I cut I don't know why I do what I do. But anyways, that's good. So now you're going to line this line with this line and this line with this line, okay? And you can see through the paper. There's your bottom one, okay? If you hold it up in a light or, you know, in the window, you'll know that you got it perfect. Then when you get that, just take paper tape. I don't use Scotch tape, Scotch tape because it melts, okay? So I'm just going to put this here, and then I'm going to finish cutting out the rest of my pattern, okay? This is how I place my tape, and you could see through it, so you could just cut around your lines. So, you know, this is pretty much, you cut this out. Now, this one right here is really close. This is what I suggest, y'all. I always cut this way just because it's easier for me, okay? It's a booger to cut out, but it's easy to sew. Now, while you have your darts, snip to it, Go to the other side. Don't pull. Snip to it. You do have to hold it. Now your dart's cut out. You want to do that dart here and here, and then here and here, okay? So now you see where that's off right there? Shoo! A lot. I'm going to take, and I'm going to put another pin in here, okay? This happens from time to time. And I'm just going to take my scissors, and I'm going to hold tight, okay? And I'm just going to trim it around. And just trim it up a little bit. And that's all I'm going to do. But you got to make sure you cut it along your pattern, okay? If you can do this with a rotary cutter, more power to you. I'm going to cut out my other one. Now I have it all cut out. And we're just going to sew along the wonky side of the bear. Not the arm and leg, the wonky side, the weird looking side, okay? And I did put 2 pins where I need to leave it open. But clips will work on this part, but I have to pin the other part. And then I ironed my brother's stuff on here for his pillow. And I'm going to sew that while I'm over there as well, okay? So we're going to the machine. I want to show y'all something real quick. I ordered this online, and it's by Madam Sew, and it's a sewing gauge thing. There's a ruler on the side and on the bottom, which is a good 2-inch thingamajigger. But this sews with a 1/4 seam. So what I want to do is I want to line this up on the side of my foot, okay? So you'll see when I put, because I like to sew on the side of my foot. Now I will tell you it came with a magnetic and it sticks. Like, good Lord, it sticks. But I don't like using that. That's just me. If you want to, you can. But I don't know if you can see, but my hole doesn't line up. See? It hits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my needle down. Now make sure you don't sew, okay? Keep your foot away from your pedal. And I'm going to go over and move until I can get this lined up against my side of my foot. Okay? Now, it will sew. I'm going to tilt you, okay, just a little bit. You see where that says 6.0? That's where my machine will be when I need it on 1/4 along the edge. I can just move it over to 6.0. So I got an index card and I simply wrote 1/4 would be 6.0 on this Black Beauty is what I named her. It's my heritage. So that is one way you can get your seam allowances correct. This thing didn't cost me much. I have it linked in my Amazon store. And it is a handy dandy little thing. Okay, this is a 1/8. So I just know I move it all the way over for 1/8. And I'm going to start right here. And my writing is on the inside. And I'm just going to sew around this. Make sure when you start you have these 2 pieces together. Okay? Make sure you have a little bit under your needle there. Back stitch. Now I am using a size 12 needle and my stitch length is 3.0. Make sure your arm ain't under there. Or your leg. Now we're going to take this bear, and this is our front side, okay? You want to take this, pull it around, And this is flannel, so it kind of sticks to itself. But if you have to pin it, make sure, I know it's hard for you to see, but make sure you're even right here, okay? Make sure you're even. Now you're going to go in the same width, okay? Start right there. And you're just going to fall off the edge, and that creates your little dart that you needed, okay? There's your little dart. Now you're going to do the same thing on the other side. I guess this would be like his two butt cheeks. I don't know. But anywho. And then you want to do his little feet. Make sure you have it to where you are doing the inside. So your seam is right here. It looks good, right? So pull this around. And this is just an itty bitty one. So I'm going to do this in backwards, just so you can see. Make sure they're even. Okay, and pinch down with your finger. Load this to where this is on the edge of your foot, okay? And so, that's just a itty bitty dart right there for his foot, okay? And then do the same to the other foot. Put it together. Line it up with your foot here. There's your front of your bear. Now, on this side, you're going to sew, back stitch, go around, and make sure you stop right here. Don't catch your pin. I just pull, and I'll go behind my pin here, and I'm going to pull it out just in case I hit it. I'm just going to go finish that off. Then all you have to do is open this one, do your little darts on this side just like you did the other one. I just can't. Alright, now all you gotta do is open this up, okay? This is your bear. This is your back side. You didn't sew that. Take your right side of your bear. Now this is where the pins come in, okay? I'm not worried about my strings. I'll cut them if they're hanging out. I'm going to match this seam with, oh, not that way. Right sides together. Don't do what I do. Right sides together. Match that middle seam up with this seam right here. Your little dart. And I'm going to give it a little pin. This one's matched. So I'm going to pin it. Okay, then you're going to go around and you're just going to line your bear up. Okay, if you have to pull a little bit, then pull a little bit. It's no big deal. And just put your pins in. Now match up your darts here because this is going to be one seam across the little foot. Okay, so make sure that you get that. See? And just keep matching and pinning. And like I said, if you have to, just give it a little tug, okay? Then you get to your arm. Now this is that square piece. Okay, see it? So I'm going to put a little pin here. And I'm just going to go all the way around and finish them off. I like to start on the leg to go over the crotch area first. Make sure you have your arms and legs out so you don't get them hung under and sew them in. Don't go over your pins. pull them out, okay? Or if you clip it. I do not like to clip it. I think pins are more secure when I do this right here. So anyways, and it's lighter. So here we go. Make sure when you pull your pins out, you push down because you don't want this to move, okay? Now you're coming up to the ear. Needle down, pivot. Needle down, pivot. Clip where your ear is and around your ear. Just start in one place. Don't clip your stitches and go all the way around your body. Now clip on each side of the ear or it will not turn right, okay? You'll have a weird little doohanky there. So make sure you clip any curves and in the neck where it's going to come around. You want to clip that all the way around the hands because it's going to be turned. In the arm joints and the leg joints, okay? Once you get it clipped, then you flip it inside out. All right. Now comes the stuffing part. So you're just going to take your polyfill, pillow, whatever, take a little wad, and I stuff the ears first because that's the farthest away and it's the easiest to do. I mean, you got to get your little stuffing in your ears here, okay? Just little wads until you get your ears full, okay? Just little wads, that's all. See me forming the face. Keep smushing up in the head. It takes a lot to fill his little head. Now I'm going to stuff the arms and the legs before I stuff the body, okay? Just because once you get stuffing in the body, you can't get to the other parts. Now you're just going to get coordinating thread and knot it. And you're going to do a ladder stitch. Now I've heard some call it a zipper stitch. I don't know, but I just go in. Shoot. I go in. And then I go in again. And knot it so it don't come out. Okay, then you're going to go just a tiny bit on one side and a tiny bit on the other side. And just go back and forth until you get to the bottom. Now when I got down to the bottom of mine, his butt's a little dimply or dented in, or it's not full. He ain't got a big butt. So I'm just going to add a little more stuffing in his backside before I close up my incision. I'm going to take his ears, okay? Now you can sew across them. I'm just going to put a little dot, and that will hold them and give them a little shape, okay? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go from the back, and I'm going to go through it, and then go around. And I'm just going to do this a few times, about in the same spot, and tugging. See how that gives it a little shape right there? Wouldn't y'all know it? My mic is charged, and I'm almost done. Gotta be kidding. Now see how that does? You know, it looks a little better. And I'm just going to tie it off back here. And do the same to the other side. Now on his leg, I'm going to pinch it. See how I did this one? Now I'm going to go in close to his behind. I'm going to go in through the middle. Okay? Give it a little tug. And then I'm going to go on this side, right here. And back through the middle. Make sure you're getting it where your thread is. Give it a good tug right here, because you want to pull all these strings through. And I got to pull one at a time because I have a loop. I didn't have a loop on the other side when I wasn't videoing, but when I video, I get a loop. Isn't that nice? Okay, so now when I'm in the middle, I'm going to go back over here and go in and come out where I was. Pull tight. Go in the middle. Pull tight. Go on this edge. And then go in the middle and pull tight. And you want to do this a few times to make the legs kind of uniform and come in, okay? So I'm just going to go from the middle to the side, to the middle, to the side. And if you have to, look back here and make sure you're not going through his belly. Good Lord. And then when you're done and you feel secure, tie it off in the back. Now I have the heart stuffed, and I just closed it with a fabric tack. But what I'm going to do is, you could glue it in his hand, but I'm going to tack it in his hand. Okay? So I'm just going to put a stitch here. And I'm going to come back in my thread and make a knot. That way I know it doesn't go anywhere. And I'm going to come through back here to attach it to his hand. Okay? So I'm just going to loop around again, because this is just normal thread. Make sure you're not twisted. And then keep pulling and go through your thing and just tack it to your hand, okay? That's all you got to do. Just give it a couple stitches to tack it to your hand, and that's it. Alright, so we're on that one. So I'm just going to go around in here on the inside and tie it off. Okay, so we're secure there. And then I'm going to do the same to the other side. Now I squeezed him around his neck just to form a neck. You know what I'm saying? There he is finished. And I did add 2 buttons because they're shiny. they showed up, and I kind of like it better. His nose does stick out. You could put a nose on it if you wanted to, but I like it just the way it is in memory of my brother. If y'all like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel. And until next time, remember, you are a blessing. Goodbye.